Did you know the sun doesn't denote the day? Do you know that the sun just tracks the hours within a day? Do you know that the day is actually marked by the moon rising and falling? That's when the new day begins. Do you know the new moon, the first sliver that you see of the new moon appear after the new moon? It denotes the new month. Do you know there's 13 months within a full year? Do you know if the calendar was actually not based on the Gregorian calendar, there would be 13 full months, and that would equate for one day at a time? Yeah, a day of rest. Do you know they demonized the moon so that you wouldn't understand the totality of your emotions? Do you know the moon is about the unconscious? Do you know the moon is what represents the thought before the expression? Do you know the sun is the expression? Did you know that your phi ratio, everything that is phi, is based on matter? Is Saturn, is structure, but do you know that the body is not matter? It just appears to be that way in form and structure. Do you know that there's two types of mathematics in this universe that we work with, binary and phi? Do you know binary is the whole? It's what everything comes from. It's what it derives from, is the whole. And then we are a fractal of the whole, and it's our job, our responsibility as due diligent spiritual beings to return back into this wholeness after the descent into the fractalized form, which is represented by the 2% of carbon-based DNA, the 666, the mark of the beast. The beast is the beastly mind, the animalistic primal mind. That 2% carbon DNA has to go through a mutation process, an octave elevation, where you take matter from solid to liquid to gas to plasma, because it all came from plasma, from the whole. That's the end of time. That's the transcendence of the form, from finite, from phi, to eternal mathematics, back into the whole. Because when you're limited to your primal animalistic mind, or what people call your ego, or your lower three chakras, you're only operating from the fraction of your potential. You're limited to the form, to the body, to the cube, to Metatron's cube, which is mathematics. This limits your heart chakra's ability to expand into its stellated dodecahedron expression, which connects us back to the whole. When we are re-yoked, we're born again, twice born, we operate from the etheric body, from our subtle bodies, but we're not controlled and manipulated by our nervous system, which is on a subconscious repeat, regurgitate system. So yes, you do see phi mathematics in the physical form, but it's a good thing that we're not physical. We're spiritual beings, and we're re-yoking with our spirit bodies, because actually everything comes from the thoughtless, the formless, the moon. In reality, the moon is a manifestation of the internal sun that comes from the inner toroidal field, your inner sun, your black sun that sits in the center of the toroidal field, your heart, the toroidal field. That magnetism, that electromagnetism. And whenever we transfigure and we overcome our lower three chakras, it ignites the toroidal field out of its platonic dodecahedron, cubed, squared, boxed, limited radiance, expression, magnetism, and expands us, expands the light in which we emanate and what we magnetize and attract into our reality field. The transformation happens within the heart. That's what we're here to do as a collective, is to reopen the heart individually and collectively, because we're on the earth plane, which is the collective, which is an anagram for heart, or the hearth, if you will, too. The home. Home is where the heart is. And when we heal that heart, we move and regulate and overcome all of the solar plexus, the mind, the lower mind, the sacral, the lust, the desires, those natures, and we ground, we move through the limitations of the root, Saturn, and we become our own mother, father, and we become our own creatrix, and we're no longer defined by thy will, personal will. We are operating through God's will. It supersedes that, and we are no longer the individuated I, we are the almighty I am, which expands our heart chakra, our magnetism, our radiance, and it is what we're on anyways, is the earth plane, and it's the cosmic heart of the cosmic being, Brahma. And we transcend our frequency into the divine plane, the throat chakra, and we operate from the upper 3 centers. See, this heart is not a center. It's a toroidal field, just like the earth that we're on. It's a toroidal field. And whenever we expand beyond Saturn's cube, we are operating from the divine plane, the ajna, and the monadic plane, the crown. And we become an individuated essence of source. And when the collective does this, as it is coming, as it is about to shift, this is whenever the heart opens and the collective Merkaba, the earth herself, shifts her magnetic field and becomes a stellar expression of her, God, source self. And that's whenever we move up an octave. That's the end of time. And the beings that hold the essence of Gaia, the spirit of Gaia, they will move with her. That's the transfiguration within the genetics. You have to have a certain resonance that your DNA can withhold enough light. The 98% junk DNA, your silica-based, crystalline, liquid, light DNA, 98% of you is liquid light. Only 2% of you is carbon, matter, Saturn structure. And when we transfigure that carbon into its diamond refined expression from carbon to diamond, it can hold the higher vibrations of the trillions of nuclear cells in your body, fizzing and fusing at its highest rate. And we become semi-etheric. Our whole body goes through a transfiguration, the cells included. And you're a cell, and I'm a cell. But not every cell is going to make the shift. Just like whenever you become your higher self, you leave your old self behind. Just like whenever you do a fasting, your body kills and disposes of all of the toxic cells in its body, all the parasites in its body. And cells that can't maintain a certain resonant frequency, they get disposed, and that's okay. It's just the flesh. The soul moves on, has another experience somewhere else. So, I just thought you should know that. Moon. Though let's not demonize that moon. It shows the phases of how much pure potential is radiating in this reality at any phase of the moon, of the month, of the cycle. The sun itself, it just goes around and around. It's an antenna. The stars, the celestial bodies, that's what the sun, 1 degree a day, is pulling in the frequencies from the cosmos. It's just an antenna. It's just for evolution. We don't actually need the light of the sun. We have chemosynthesis, internal creation, the inner sun within. That's how things grow inside the earth without the sun. Chemosynthesis. That's why you go through so many dark nights of the soul. It's to go inward, to rely on that divine eternal flame within you that's connected to the black sun, the eternal sun. So, there you go. Welcome to my page. This is where we talk about divine feminine wisdom and getting rid of the Sun Ra cult, the Babylonian system that has been plaguing our society forever, for a while. It's time to come home to the mother, to the goddess, to the eternal sun within you, within us, and these knowings and these teachings, and to step away from the phallus idolization of the masculine, the logic, and move back into your intuition, using both to synthesize, but leading with your inner eye.